Hello, first grade. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a great day. All right, we have another deep dive today, and we're going to talk about using a concept map. So, you probably know and remember, we've been reading the story Seahorse, the shyest fish in the sea. And it has given us a lot of facts and information about the seahorse. But I don't know about you, when I read a book like that, that has so much information, I know that sometimes to me, it can feel a little overwhelming. And it can be easy, it's easy to kind of forget some of the facts and things that we've learned just because there's so much information there. Do any of you feel that way? Yeah, and it's just kind of hard to remember it, to make sense of it, just because there's just so many facts. So this is where a concept map can come in handy because it can help us to organize the information that we've learned and put things into categories, right? And we know that we like to put things in categories. Our brain likes to put things in categories because it helps us to better remember it. So let me show you an example of a concept map. And you may have seen this before, but a concept map just, again, helps to organize, and you're going to hear me say that word quite a bit. Maybe you can count how many times I say that in this video, but it helps to organize the facts and information and knowledge that you learn to help us better understand it and remember it. So this says a seahorse is a fish and has, a seahorse is a fish and can, a seahorse is a fish and is. So we're going to work together to fill in these categories with facts that we've learned from the text. So when I think about this first one, the has, what are some of the features that a seahorse has? And actually, we can look right here and see a picture of the seahorse. What are some things that you remember learning about what a seahorse has? And actually, if we flip to this page, it will help to tell us. I just saw, right? Seahorse, head like a horse, tail like a monkey, pouch like a kangaroo, the prickles down its back, fins on its body. So those are all things that the seahorse has. So let's take a look at the next slide. And I've already added this in to the has. So it's helping to, again, organize that word and help me remember, okay, yeah, that's right. These are all the features that a seahorse has. Head like a horse, tail like a monkey, pouch like a kangaroo, tiny prickles on its back like a dragon, fins on its head and back. And those other animals that we're comparing to, I know helps me to remember and visualize, be able to see the seahorse from those descriptions. So now let's think about what are some of the things that a seahorse can do. Okay, so let's get to page 10. Okay, so he can only swim slowly. So if a hungry snapper cruises by looking for a snack, seahorse does something very clever. Holds still, changes color. So these are some things that they can do, right? They can make themselves almost invisible because they change color to fit in with their surroundings. That's called camouflage, if you remember. They can swim off and twist their tails together and dance, almost do a dance with their mate. And we can see that, again, they do the dance and seals the pouch. So these are all things that the seahorse can do. And then the next section of the book, of course, goes a little bit more into, how the babies are born and that whole part of it. But those are some of the things a seahorse can do. So let's add that to our chart. And I'm going to jump ahead because I've already done that just to save a little time. But I've added that a seahorse is a fish and can swim slowly, change color, twist and twirl, dance, and sway. So those were all things that we found from the book of things that a seahorse can do. Now let's think about, we know a seahorse is a fish, but what are some other things that we also know about what a seahorse is? Thinking about some of the things that they do and how they act. And even thinking about the title of the book, it tells us they're the shyest fish in the sea. So a seahorse is, I thought, flexible because they're able to, if you remember the one part of the book, they're able to tuck in their heads to lower themselves lower in the ocean. They can straighten themselves out so they can move up in the ocean. So I think flexible is a good word to describe something that they are. They're protected, right? They have a pretty good system of staying safe from other predators, and the bony, spiny kind of covering of them also helps to protect them. And they, of course, use good camouflage. And they're strong. We learned about how their tail can grasp onto things and can keep them in a spot, even in a stronger current. So I would also say that they're strong. And then, of course, we also learned that they are shy, right? They hide from the other animals using their camouflage. So these are other things besides being a fish that a seahorse is, right? Flexible, protected, strong, and shy. All right, so I hope that helped to show you how organizing facts like this into these categories, what they have, what they can do, and what they are, helps to organize in our brains, and again, helps us to make sense of and helps us remember facts about something, especially when we read a book like this that does have so much information. This really helps us to remember some of the important parts. So what I would like you to do for your journal today, just get to the next slide, 1 second, move myself out of the way, there we go. For your seesaw activity today, I'd like you to use this concept map that we just took a look at, and I'll put a copy of this on the seesaw activity as well. But I'd like you to use the categories to help you complete this sentence in your writing journal. So the sentence frame is, a seahorse is a fish that has and can. So we want to look specifically at these two categories, has and can, and complete that sentence frame. So maybe something like, a seahorse is a fish that has a head like a horse and can change colors. Okay, so I've just picked two of the things, two of the attributes or features or items from the two categories, have and can, to help me write this sentence. And if you'd like to include a nice illustration of the seahorse on that page as well, that would be great if you would like to, but we want to focus on writing a really good first grade sentence using our concept map and what we've learned about seahorses. All right, so again, a concept map helps us do what? That word I said a whole bunch of times? Yeah, organize facts that we've learned, especially when there are a lot of them. All right, so you can take a picture of your journal after you've written your sentence and send it on in. And can't wait to hear what you have to write. And talk to you soon. Bye, guys.